Welcome to the session of case study of a building which is situated in the southern part of the country in Cochin. This particular building is a normal building and it becomes special because of an additional facade, we call it as tree. I think this concept first time used in the country. A building of size around 100 meter by 70 meter, a fully facade cladded building having additional facade of 16 number of trees all around. In the long side 5 plus 5 and the other shorter side we have 3 plus 3. So, this design of the building and design of the tree make it unique, where we have not used this concept till date in the country. If you see Europe and Japan, they are using double facade buildings, creating a space in between to control the ambience temperature inside. But here we have used an open concept, but shading of the building up to certain extent is achieved by providing an additional facade. Let us go through the details of this particular facade. It is a ground plus 19 building having around 9 till 19th floor. We have commercial space. It is a normally fully cladded building for high energy efficiency. And if you see the building up to the 8th floor, it is used for multi-level car park, where we used a technique of ventilated facade using louvers and rain screens. And addition to this, every elevation we have a concept of tree growing from ground till the top of the building. This particular aspect making it unique, the building become unique in the space. I think it may be the first in the country we tried something like that. Going for the project details, we have a big project having around 1.5 million square feet space, out of which around 1 million is for commercial purpose and one floor is fully dedicated for common space, food court and all, and the lower areas dedicated for parking. It is good for around 1000 car parking. So, coming to the features of the facade, we have a unitized curtain wall. It is highly energy efficient facade, and we have these all panels designed in such a way that this can carry the load of the tree panels also. If you see further slides, we have trees which is designed growing from ground, but it is not touching the ground. So, the panels from ground till the roof is attached to the facade, and each panel around 3 meter high or floor to floor high is hanging from the facade. So, it is not the construction technique of building one above the other, even though it is visually give an impression that it is built like that actually, but this 6-inch thickness tree panels are produced and hanged from the facade. So, facade design was also a challenge, where it has to satisfy all the facade requirements and additional function of carrying these tree panels individually. So, the challenge was very high, because the unitized system itself, we have to find a space to accommodate hidden brackets later, which will be connected to the tree panels separately by brackets, which you will see in the time. And in this MLCP area, we split this building into two: above 9th floor for commercial space with the facade, down 8th floor we have dedicated this for car parking, and the requirements are also totally different, where this area is not air conditioned area. We need to have sufficient ventilation and light. For the bottom portion till 8th floor, we designed a normal curtain wall, semi unitized, where it is split into 3 different areas. One is rain screen having ceramic frit glasses, another one is calcip area, where a special kind of cladding is provided to break the monotony of the building till 8th floor, and we have aerofoil louvers which will ensure sufficient air circulation in the building. And there is a special entrance for the building which slides is attached in the next slides. It is giving a very grand look for the building. And if you see the 8th floor, it is almost like an open concept where 2 to 3 meter of the periphery is open for free movement, where it is given a railing which is totally frameless, there is no vertical supports, we call it as seamless railing. If you see the quantity summary, the building is provided with around 16,000 square meter of unitized glazing. We have tree panel of around 6,000 square meter. It comprises of 16 trees growing from ground to terrace, and we have semi unitized glazing which is for the lower area. In that we have 3,700 square meter of rain screen, we have around 4,000 square meter of aerofoil louver, and there is a additional calcip cladding of around 1,100 square meter. And if you see the entrance, that grand look is given by providing around 125 square meter of spider glazing, and we have almost 400 running meter of seamless railing around the building periphery at 8th floor. This is a unitized building from 9th to 19th floor. It is a normal unitized building. The entire area is cladded with vision panel and spandrel panel. Only the difference in design is every panel or wherever it is required, a provision is given in the form of hidden brackets. So, the extrusion design itself taken care of that space, and a special space is given in the shape of an Z which can carry the hidden brackets. Later this will be connected to the tree panels. These tree panels are around 2 feet away, and if you see the branches, these branches should not touch each other, means it should not coincide each other. So, if you see the trees, every alternate tree is recessed by 150 mm. So, the inner tree is at a 600 mm distance from the building, and the outer tree is 750 mm difference, 150 mm being the thickness of the panels. So, we have two type of trees where inner trees are 600 mm away and the outer trees are 750 mm away, and if you see the branches of these adjacent trees are going and touching each other, it will overlap, it will not coincide each other, and each tree panels are 150 thick, and here special kind of extrusions are made to provide this lightweight tree structure. And surprisingly, this particular tree panels are also all unitized construction. There is a frame all around giving provisions for bonding with the outer skin and inner skin, and this skin construction is by solid aluminum sheet of 3 millimeter which is powder coated with 25-year warranted powder. This is the tree panels. If you see, we call it up to 8th floor, we call it as tree trunk, since it is starting from ground, and from this slide you can see it is around 3 meter wide bottom which is not touching on the ground. We are leaving a space for the free movement. Every tree panel can move a little bit. Every panel is attached to the respective area either on the unitized panel or semi unitized panel. Special care is taken for this particular purpose. You see semi unitized area till 8th floor split into 3. We have rain screen with ceramic fret glasses. We have calcip cladding all around to break the monotony, and we have aerofoil louver to give sufficient ventilation. And you see the spider glazing, earlier I told there is a grand entry to the building providing with the help of glass fins, and we have not used any metal members there, it is with the glass fin and spiders. This is the one which is given all around the building, seamless railing where vertical balustrades is not used. The top member is just to hide the lamination. These are all 17.52 Sentry PVB laminated glasses, and each glass is structurally cantilevered from the bottom, and bottom there is a hidden wedge which is around 150 deep, which is hidden in the upstand. This 150 will carry the glass and it is freestanding. This U channel is provided for the recessed area. Since it is a recessed area, there is no system used, it is not unitized or semi unitized. Here we have used simple U channel top and bottom, which is almost hidden from the elevation, and this area is for the food court of the building. And if you see that difference, that recessed area ceiling all around the building, since it is stands for water entry or moisture, we have used HPL. This used special product of Fundermax used here. And you go to the details of every sections. This is the aerofoil louver, where every floor it is given for around 1 meter width all around for the parking space, means in the MLCP area, where sufficient light and air circulation is ensured, and this is a special kind of louvers designed for this particular purpose. No fixing mechanism will be visible to the outside, everything is hidden. Lot of designs gone into this, special kind of hidden brackets designed, extrusion designed, all fixing mechanism techniques are all such that when we look from the outside elevation, it is a clean nice look of the louvers of that particular shape, and there is no even fixing screws or fixing mechanism visible outside. This is coming all around the building. Out of 3 meter floor height for the MLBP area, around 1 meter is taken care to give sufficient air circulation. This is the fixing mechanism in plan. If you see, all the louvers are around 150 wide with the help of hidden brackets and even fixing by the hidden cleats. Everything is special design, we have not used anywhere this, consultant has given special care for this concealed designs. Another aspect of this design is calcip, where rain screens are floor to floor, where 1 meter louver is ensuring all the air circulation. The 1 meter area is taken care by a product called calcip, which is like a little corrugated kind of facade, which is adding aesthetic to the building, and it is breaking the monotony, otherwise it would have been a single level facade from top to bottom. If you see the details here also, all similar fixing mechanisms are introduced, where concealed type of brackets are fixed from the building, and it is a clip-on system where no fixtures or screws will be visible. The entire semi-unitized area up to 8th floor, we want to call it as a rain screen, where it is giving protection from the rain, which major is glass, where we have used here white ceramic frit glasses to give the white elegant look for the building for the bottom. So, every floor is split into 3, rain screen is there, on top of that too calcip and aerofoil louver. The entire MLCP is lit inside, sufficient light is given, sufficient air circulation is given. It is a aesthetically treated area. Coming back to tree, we have a lot of things to discuss. As I told earlier, this particular tree panel, lot of design aspects gone into this. Initially we thought of building one above the other, later for the movement of the panels, the facade consultant objected to have the concept of building one above the other. So, the concept of hanging from the unitized and semi unitized panels come into the picture, lot of design work is gone into this, and finally we arrived a product where the each tree panel is also unitized, almost like floor to floor in the shape of a diamond. If you see the tree concept, later I will come back, every panel is a shape of a rhombus, where floor to floor is taken care. There is a specially designed extrusion all around the tree panel, and both side, outer skin and inner skin, both are 3 thick aluminum, which is attached to the frame all around by the method of ligand bonding only. So, it is also a structurally bonded, structurally glazed tree panels, and the concept of modular concept is used here. This also surprisingly, this particular design, even though showing very lightweight structure, each square meter of this design consists of around 30 kilogram of aluminum, where the all around perimeter section is also aluminum. We have 3 thick aluminum skins structurally bonded to this. and lot of stiffness are given inside which is hidden to avoid waviness. So, if you see the building elevation, it is sort of straight and there is no waviness at all. This we achieved because of the hidden stiffener inside. This is the plan for this. If you see unitized panels for the building facade having a provision of taking hidden brackets in the shape of Z, which is around 200 mm, it is coming out first during the panel fixing stages. Later 600 long hollow aluminum thick boxes which will be inserted to these hidden brackets and bolting there, and coming back to the tree panel, each tree panel is also fixing with coming to the site from the factory with hidden brackets which will be also inserted inside this particular hollow boxes and bolting there, and flexibility is kept there for alignment purposes. This is each tree is produced. If you see, inner tree panels are around 600 mm away, where the box same fixing mechanism is provided for the both inner and outer tree, only the difference is in length of this particular connecting brackets. It will be either 600 or 750. This sketch shows the particular horizontal sectional view or sectional plan of tree, sectional plan of facade, unitized panel above 8th floor, and the clear cut connection details between them. And the what difference for the tree trunk was, if you see the upper tree panels, it is having around 1 meter to 1.2 meter width and it is varying going upward, but coming down like tree, it is also width wise it is growing, where it is almost touching the ground, it is having around 3 meter. So, we have to deal with the 3 meter wide panels, and here every floor to floor is 3 meter down for the MLBP area. So, every panel if you see, it is almost 3 meter by 3 meter, but going forward it is tapered. So, this 3 meter by 3 meter we split into 3 to handle it properly, otherwise it is very difficult to handle. So, every panel in the lower portion is split into 1 meter height panels having around approximately 3 meter width. This is 3 times heavier than the upper panel. So, special care is taken to fix this without touching the ground. If you see the sketches, this particular panel is attached to the rain screen area of the building, and before attaching this particular vertical member mullion of the rain screen is heavily reinforced inside with the stainless steel elements. So, the entire mullion where tree is attached is first reinforced with the stainless steel thicker plates, and heavy brackets are taken for this particular cases. It is very heavy, and the connection details being tree kept the same. If you see the attachment towards the tree, it is similar to the technique what we have used for small tree panels, but the connection between these two is become very heavy and the mullions are heavily reinforced. This is the details of the tree where 150, you can see it is 6 inches trees. There is a hollow section little tapered running all around, which is connected together with the help of corner cleats, and space is created for bonding the 3 mm thick aluminum sheets. It is structurally bonded to the aluminum without any mechanical fixtures. After all bonding, after erection at site, the entire exposed edges of the tree is provided with a capping to make the look very neat and clean. So, if you see the at site now, entire exposed periphery of the tree trunks and tree branches is completely, it is closed with a special kind of cap, which you can see in the sketches. This is the details elevation where 2 tree panels are going crisscross. As I told you, these 2 tree panels are touching each other, but not coinciding or not hitting each other. The reason is the alternate tree panels are designed having a distance of 150 mm, 150 mm is the thickness of the tree panel. So, inner tree panel and outer tree panel is overlapping each other like this, not hitting each other like this. So, this design is same, construction is same, only thing is connection distance between the building to this tree is varying by 150 mm. This is a particular elevation where tree is shown separately, that shaded portion is actually the common area where one tree is overlapping through the front side of the other tree. This is a sectional view of the tree panel where as I told you hidden Z brackets are given on the unitized panel. From there a reasonably heavy aluminum specially extruded sections are taken and it is hollow, which can hide these brackets. The brackets will be slipped into it and with the help of SS bolt it is kept in position. You see the tree side here, right side, these hidden brackets are given inside the tree during the construction itself. The provision of connection is already given, that particular specially designed brackets are going inside this aluminum heavy box sections. Again there with the help of 4 bolts this is kept in position, and here all connections we kept flexibility in the connection for alignment purposes. This is actually, if you really see to it, this is the inner tree where exactly the inner edge of the tree is 600 milli away from the building. This 600 millimeter is also a thought out process. After completion of the building for cleaning purposes, people have to go inside these tree panels. So, a clear space of 2 feet is provided for this. There the technique of cleaning the tree panels and facade is by the Spiderman technique, where hooks are given on top, movable hooks are given on top. People will be going through this space of 600 mm and will be cleaning the building facade and the rear side of the tree panel. And to clean the front side of the tree panel, top there is building cleaning mechanism is given, where freely they can come and clean the front face of the tree. Again this is outer tree where it is at clearly shows 750, construction is same, brackets are same, provision taken from the unitized facade is the same, connection at the tree level is the same, only the difference is the length of the connection bracket. This is a construction showing both tree panels are coming in one particular section where it is crossing each other, or I will say overlapping each other, where we can see double tree brackets are given. Here hidden brackets are there, the bracket from the building coming and holding each tree panel individually. As I told you earlier, this particular design had a challenge of finding a unitized panel, or the design of the unitized panel also had the challenge of designing something which have the flexibility of carrying the tree panels. So, if you see the unitized construction, the mullions where male mullion, female mullion, already a space is created in the front side which can take this Z bracket. It is very clearly shown in the sectional plan, the Z bracket which is hidden and housed within the mullion, and with the help of I think around 8 screws, these particular brackets are secured to the unitized mullions, where male mullion and female mullion. And this particular building, if you see, we have around 4000 numbers of unitized panel above 8th floor. Even though the building shows typical panels, every panel become unique or different because of this bracket position. Every unitized panel, it is 1.1 meter by 4.2 meter, is counted separately because every panel have its provision for these brackets at different locations. So, every panel is numbered serial wise, and in any unitized construction the advantage is standardization. One particular notation we will have 1000 panels or 500 2000, 2500 panels here. That technique we couldn't adopt because of this tricky situation of tree bracket positions. Every tree bracket positions is mapped from the scaled drawing, and numbering of the tree and the panels is done accordingly. The challenge was sending the panels without this bracket. If you attach this bracket before in the factory itself, then transportation is going to be a tricky affair. So, provision is created, it is marked, and this panels sent to the site with particular notation, and these brackets are fixed at site after receiving at site, otherwise we could not transport this panel safely. And coming back to this is a very clear cut blow up of tree bracket fixing, starting from the front side of the mullion, unitized male and female mullions. We see that a particular space created for Z bracket, it is come from there, and both side we have hidden brackets Z shape, which is secured. That space is created almost to house this bracket sufficiently. It is a tight fit actually. Addition to that, we have hidden screws. Before putting that gaskets, we have hidden screws to make it more secure to the mullion, and the brackets are coming out, and it is already giving the provision for receiving the heavy duty aluminum brackets. You can see that very clearly. So, the Z bracket is coming up to 164 mm from the facade, and it is giving a clear cut provision to connect the hollow brackets in turn, which will be used to connect the brackets from the tree directly. This is a particular unitized section where all the details are given here. Transom is a normal design, as I told you. Mullion is having special design because of this housing the brackets. Is a normal facade having around 220 deep mullions because of this additional load of the tree. If you see the building, around 25% of the building is shaded. So, the purpose of giving this tree is not only to give a different look for the building, not only to address the aesthetic issue, it is a additional responsibility of giving a shading to the building. Here there is no other shading elements, there is no louvers provided, there is no chadjas provided. So, the shading function of the building is done by these tree panels only. Around 25% of the entire facade all around is taken care by tree panel, which gives sufficient shading to the building. At the same time, since we used sufficiently open light transmission glasses, I think the glass used is light transmission around 54%. So, if you see any part of the building, we have sufficient lighting in the building, we have around 300 to 400 lux level anywhere, which is the requirement of the IT space. This particular space will be used for commercial purposes. Above 9th floor is fully for commercial purpose only. We have 1 million square feet, and below portion, as I told you earlier, it is for the parking purposes. This is a particular section showing a normal construction of a unitized panel construction, where mullions are shown with anti-buckling clips on both sides, where sufficiently heavy duty mullions are provided. This is a particular section where we cannot see any tree panels, because many mullions are there, there is no provision of trees required at all. So, this is an area where there is no tree brackets, still the space provided for this is there. Suppose a tree panel is coming, immediately we have to insert a Z bracket through that space, we have to secure that with the screws, and later connection has to be taken. Areas, once again, the most important was the unitized construction. Usually unitized construction will take around 8 kg of aluminum per square meter. Here it was a little heavy duty. We have consumed around 10 kg per square meter of aluminum because of the tree panels. Every tree is sufficient provision given for moving, and every tree is not touching each other. It is like a earthquake safe design also. Unitized panel is given, tree panel is given in the bottom side, semi unitized area, and later this client is coming with a wonderful lighting details which is not provided till date. Their options are explored. every tree will be lit from inside. So, there will be different at night we will see different look for the building. That was an added advantage of this building. You will see different building for different days. It is different light concept is used where it is not incorporated now. The challenge was to have a building with a dummy facade, which first time in the country we were also very skeptical about taking this challenge, because we have seen buildings in the Europe with total area enclosed double wall construction, but that purpose is not utilized here. It is an open concept and it is not touching the ground. The client have desired to have this panels not loading on the ground. So, every panel is attached to the unitized area without touching the ground. The design was so challenging because of the shape. Every panel is different, going upward inclination and size of the panel is changing. So, numbering also, if you see every panel around 2000 tree panels are different only. Even every tree is different, the standardization is not used at all here. And the other specialties about rain screen, we have calcium, and this building took around 8 months for the facade to construct. Initially the client desired to have this in 6 months time. Because of the design challenges, initially we lost lot of time, and finally the building completed in 8 months time. The client was very happy about this completion because of this different concept. A lot of people are thinking about a double wall construction now, having a full fledged double wall construction where the entire ambience is controlled because of this. But here the purpose is not that, that technique is not utilized. Only what advantage we got is for shading, around 25% of the building is shaded.